All right, we are back. Welcome back to episode 3 of Big Plays Podcast. My name is Frank Barron. I am joined today by Joe Casella, Jerome McCain, and Chris Rice as usual. And we're kicking it off with a question once again. And, these questions are for you guys to get a better understanding of who we are and, how we love the game of football. So, kicking it off, guys, 2 minutes left in the game, fourth quarter. It's coming down to this. What quarterback do you trust with the ball to get your team down there and win the game? Let's start with Chris Rice.
Aaron Rodgers. He has pulled off some magical plays last second to end the game, ruining other teams' dreams. I gotta go with Aaron Rodgers every time.
Okay. Was there anything, give me something more on that. Just a little more. Like why?
You see that man throw the Hail Mary?
Multiple Hail
He has the
Marys.
strongest arm I've ever seen.
All
He's
right.
converted a
Ever.
bunch of them.
Yeah, more than anyone I've ever. It's just ridiculous.
All right. Future Hall of Famer. That's a good one. Let's
100%.
yeah. Let's get it, Jerome. Let's hear it.
Russell Wilson does less with more, in my opinion. He doesn't have the best receivers. He could make something out of nothing. Before Patrick Mahomes, before Lamar Jackson, before Deshaun Watson, anybody, Russell Wilson was making more out of nothing with nothing before any of those guys. A play breaks down, he could do it. Arm strength, like you said about Aaron Rodgers, he could do it. He could get the ball there anyway. He can make all the throws. He could scramble for 15, 20 yards before he get touched.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. Russell Wilson, game-winning plays all day.
All right.
Now,
I love that.
Yeah. Now, for everybody listening, this is a current player. I should have stated that in the very beginning. This is a current player in the league. So, with further ado, let's hear from Joe.
Now, what's interesting is Chris Rice makes a very good point about Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers late in the game, very clutch. But as Frankie just mentioned, we're talking currently, today. And I think Aaron Rodgers right now, although in the past few years has been excellent, I think he's starting to finally decline a little bit. I don't know, with the amount of quarterbacks that are coming up through the system, if that's my number one choice. I think the number one choice for everyone here, even if we weren't getting into it, is probably Pat Mahomes. It's a pretty obvious choice. But for the sake of the argument, I'm going to mix it up and go with Drew Brees, New Orleans Saints quarterback, been the quarterback there forever. And he's had some excellent displays. And he always takes that team to a very dynamic offense and is able to do things late in the game that other teams just can't do. I love Drew Brees, love the Saints. I think that guy's explosive, has the arm strength, hits his receivers, got a guy like Michael Thomas to throw the ball to. Very exciting stuff. I love Drew Brees late in the game.
Big time. Yeah, he's the man out there. Me, personally, I know everyone's thinking, he's going to say Patrick Mahomes, he's going to say Carson Wentz, he's going to say some type of clutch quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was my very first option. The man is dynamic at the position. But I'm actually going to take a different take on this. I'm going young blood. I'm going the most recent and 2019 MVP, Lamar Jackson. Okay?
Oh, wow.
This player is dynamic. He is explosive. He can run the ball better than anybody else. He makes people miss on the dime. He can cut, spin, everything. Make the entire teams miss. Given that man the ball is, he's dangerous and he can get down there. And I think going
100%.
forward, he's going to be wreaking havoc in this league as long as he can stay healthy.
Let me ask you a question.
Do it.
So, if they contain Lamar Jackson running game, let's say it's 10-10 score, fourth quarter, minute 20 left. He hasn't been running the ball game. You think the arm can get you there? You going with
100%.
that?
Yeah.
All right.
He's got the
All
talent around him, but I'm trusting the newer, younger quarterback. I would even trust Patrick Mahomes, Carson Wentz. Wentz isn't that young.
Oh, of course,
100%.
100%.
But like I said, and the other reason why, maybe I'm bringing a little Lamar Jackson is this past week we've been talking, and this week we're tackling the AFC North, right? Our schedules,
Poetic segue.
predictions, so, however you want to look at it, maybe I just did a lot of research and I was looking at Lamar's stats and, there's a reason he got the MVP. But we're not going to start with that team this week. We're going to start with the bottom. We are going to talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. All right. Now, this team has been plagued for quite the number of years. I'm talking, they haven't been good in a really long time. I know you guys are just anxious to get into it. I want to throw this at Jerome because he said this was going to be quick, but I don't know how quick it's going to be.
Quick, bad, atrocious, terrible, the worst. 1-15 record this year.
Wow.
Where's the improvements? Joe Burrow, yay, okay, with nothing around him.
Wow.
AJ Green, problem. I'm pretty sure he don't want to be there. Trade bait. How about that?
Wow.
Fast, just like that. Nothing to talk about here. Joe Burrow, oh yeah, future quarterback. Okay. Andrew Luck situation. They're gonna run him into the ground. Nothing to talk about. I don't want to talk about them. They suck.
All right.
Rice, go ahead. Where you at,
I
Rice?
agree with you. I agree with you. They're just a bad overall team. And even if Joe Burrow is as talented as people say he is, there's no one else there. No one. They got nothing. Maybe they'll squeak a win against the Redskins or the Browns, because the Browns are a mess too. But the Browns are a good team on paper. So 1-15.
Okay.
I got them going.
All right. Joey?
I'm getting a little. I disagree by a lot. I do think that they're a bad team, and I do believe that they're the worst team in the division. But you have to remember, in their schedule, one of the divisions that they're competing against is the worst division in the NFC East. So they'll be playing the Giants. They'll be playing the Redskins. They might sneak a win against the Browns. They're playing teams like the Colts. They're playing teams like the Jaguars. These are all very winnable games. Let's look at their offense as a whole, right? Not only did they just gain the best quarterback in the draft in Joe Burrows, but you already have a pretty dynamic receiving core. You have A.J. Green, who's coming back off an injury, and you also have Tyler Boyd, who showed to have a great year last year. And they also drafted the receiver out of Clemson and T. Higgins. That's another third talented offensive weapon for them. I can see them winning some games. I got them going 6-10 this season.
Wow.
Frank, before you go
ahead.
Please let me retort. Now, Joe.
Yeah.
Good points, valid points. What you're missing is now there's no Andy Dalton. You had a rookie back there. You got a rookie back there. There's no Andy who knew the system, knew the players, knew how to win games. You got somebody that's coming from college. NFL, whole different transition. They might be a year or two before they can win 6 games. Still got them going 1-15. Same thing. Worst team in the league. Once again.
See, I like what you said. I agree. Andy Dalton, been around the system, understands the system. But with a new, young, talented quarterback like Joe Burrows, there's a new bit of freshness in that program. With Andy Dalton, like Frank mentioned that they've been very bad for a long time. If you go back a few years, they made the playoffs every year. They just lost in the first round of the playoffs every year. 100%. If you get a guy who's as talented as Andy Dalton, maybe more talented, Joe Burrows, he could take this team to a potentially good season, in my opinion. Not a good season, but a couple wins.
An improvement
six
from
wins.
last year.
6 is a lot. That's a lot. 6 wins. That's a good season for
them.
Yeah,
Frank, go ahead.
That'd be a good season.
All right. Well, everything that Joe just said, I agree with 100%.
Let's go. Let's go.
You draft Joe Burrow first overall, right? But you look at Joe Burrow and you say, can he ride the success that he's always had? That LSU team, almost everyone from that LSU team was drafted.
The best ever.
Like totally insane. The whole offense was drafted. Totally insane. So he's going to a team now that isn't necessarily the best overall. I mean, listen, second round pick, boom. I think it was 33rd pick in the draft. They draft T. Higgins. All right, maybe A.J. Green's out the door, but they draft another potential weapon for Joe Burrow. That's great. Tyler Boyd is a clear number 1 out there. I love it, Joe. I got them doing absolutely nothing this year, though. I have them coming out the gates. Man, winning their first game. Joe Burrow comes out. He just gets in there. He hammers the Chargers. First game. And then from there, it's downhill. They get another win in week 4 for me. I got them going 2-14. And I'll tell you why. It has nothing to do with this offense. This offense is only going to get better as they play this year. It's a lot to do with the defense. Let me tell you something about this defense. All right? This defense is one of the oldest in the league. They have crap on their team. Geno Atkins is still on that team. He's like the
Wow.
star of the defense, still the superstar of that
He
defense.
is.
Are you kidding me? You can't like you're gonna go out and draft the
Production,
number one
man. He
quarterback, but then
producing.
your defense. Like, listen, and I agree that if you can coach a defense and everything fits perfectly, you can have a dominating defense. You could do it with as long as everyone does their job. A defense will always work, but that's not the case for the Bengals. It hasn't been. 2-14 for me. I just think it's just gonna be another year for them, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real rough for them.
But I agree with everything Joe just said.
If you
And we all
combine,
do. We all 2 years from now, they'll be back in playoff talks.
Yeah, for sure.
Not
I
in the
agree.
playoffs,
I don't
but
know.
talks. 100%.
that defense is bad. But if you combine all of the
Very bad.
wins on your predictions, it doesn't even match up to my 6.
Yeah, it's
Not
bad.
At all. Not at all. 6 is a lot. That's
They're
that's
playing
a
some
charity.
bad teams. They're playing
That's a
some
charity.
bad teams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
but
whole
they're the
division's playing
worst.
bad teams.
They're
Yeah.
the worst of the bad teams. You know what I mean?
it's possible.
They're
I don't
bad.
know.
They're the worst.
They're bad.
I don't know. We'll
Speak.
see, they got no defense. They
The
got no
only,
defense.
the
I
only light
agree.
on their offense
Who we got?
I've seen is Tyler Boyd last year.
Tyler
Yeah.
Boyd looked great last year.
Great on my fantasy spot, man. Great on him. But listen, it's gonna be a different year for them. You know, if you're a Cincinnati fan, you just got to keep the mindset for the next 2 or 3 years that the team is still rebuilding. This year they conquered offense,
Right.
which is a bit huge. Quarterback is huge. Next year they're going to tackle defense, and that's fine that they go 2-14 because you guys are going to get another high caliber pick somewhere in the top 5 next year. Speaking of shit and pure shit, and the color of shit is brown. The Cleveland Browns. I'm bringing that
True.
up.
True.
I gotta say it, man. I do have the Browns improving from last season, but I'm coming out right now. BM, Baker Mayfield, BM,
Bowel movement.
bowel
Baby
movement,
mama.
shit. Okay,
Bowel
you
movement.
can give this guy all the weapons in the world. He's not doing nothing with them. He overthinks in the pocket. He overthrows. He has poor pocket presence. He takes sacks like there's no tomorrow. And listen, some of his best plays come from when he scrambles out of the pocket and creates something. That's fine, but it's not happening.
He's showing some bright lights.
I'm happy that they drafted Jedrick Willis, right? Yeah, or Wills.
Jedrick Willis, yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
Junior.
Yes.
He listen, the Browns are showing Baker, we want to protect you. We want you to do good. We still believe in you because the Browns have been through so many quarterbacks. But
This is
listen,
something you want to see as a Browns fan.
they were 6-10
You want to
last
see
year.
them believe in their quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. But they were 6-10 last year. They're going to be 7-9 this year. That's an improvement for them. But yeah, once again, they're going to miss the playoffs. They're just going to be a bad. As long as Baker Mayfield stays inconsistent the way he has been, that's it. That's what I got. Let's hear from Star Rice now.
I agree with you. I have them going 7-9 this year. Winning both times they versed the Bengals, so that's easy 2 wins right there, and then sneaking a few wins here and there. It's not going to be an easy schedule for them. I know they're playing the NFC East, but I mean, I like how the NFC East looks besides the Redskins. So it's not going to be easy for them. Baker Mayfield, like you said, inconsistent, and the game's on the line. I do not trust that man at all. So comes down to it, 7-9, missing playoffs, obviously. Got nothing going for them.
Wow, this
Middle of the pack.
This might be quicker than the Bengals. Let's hear it, Jerome.
Sadly, I gotta agree with the both of you. 7-9, but it's not for the reasons that y'all state. I think Baker has all the talents of NFL starting quarterback. He has the arm, he has the pocket awareness, all that stuff. It's an incomplete team. They look good on paper, and that's about it. Paper don't win you games.
They haven't proven
has holes. Offense has holes. Not that many, but the offensive line is not the best in the league by far. I think they rebuild towards the end of the season. OBJ gets traded, Jarvis Landry gets traded, but they still come out 7-9.
Were they going
But
the
I
Dolphins?
think they start to rebuild. Doesn't matter. They're not on the Browns. No more doo-doo.
Potential, man.
No more doo-doo. 7-9 for the Browns. Joe, where you at?
Yo, so I'm really, really, really liking this episode because I get to play bad guy. Because I think the Browns are gonna be nice this year, bro. Last year, right?
Oh
Last
man,
year, the Cleveland Browns had a ton of hype behind them. All these teams, kind of like the Buccaneers have this year, all this hype. But now they don't have to deal with that. They don't have hard knocks in their camp. They don't have all the pressure of them supposed to be so good. Baker Mayfield's going into his third year. He went through a sophomore slump. Everybody has it. He already went through it. Now you look at that offense, right? You got Baker Mayfield. You got Nick Chubb, and you also have a full season of Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt came in late last year. He served an 8-game suspension, and they had a bye. So he came in week 10 last year, Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's extremely dynamic, potentially as good as Nick Chubb. Their run game's going to be solid as could be. If Baker can get his confidence back, find OBJ is going to have a bounce back year. He was terrible last year. You can't do any worse. So you got OBJ, Jarvis, and you also signed the most dynamic tight end of last season in Austin Hooper. So they might be running dual tight ends in the young David Njoku and Austin Hooper. I love the offense. I love the draft pick and getting an offensive lineman in the 10th pick overall. Great move. And, on defense, they're not terrible, man. They got Myles Garrett. They got Sheldon Richardson. They got Denzel Ward. Those are good defensive names, man. I could see them having a good season. I got them going 9-7 this year.
wow.
I like your take, Joe, but again, holes. Because your linebacking core, your offensive line, which are key pieces. Who controls the run game? Who stops the run game? Who can, Kareem Hunt don't get nowhere without an offensive line. You do nothing. Baker has to, again, he's not the weakest link by far, but the team just has so many holes. Where do you go?
And Chris Rice, to your point, schedule-wise, I think the whole division has easy schedule.
Yeah.
I don't think they're playing anybody too difficult. Obviously, the tough game will be the Ravens. Those are your 2 losses. But outside of that, they have a ton of easy games, man. They're playing the Bengals twice. You got the Raiders. You got the Giants. You got the Redskins. You got the Texans, who will probably stink. The Jaguars. Those are all winnable games. As much as I hate to say it, if the Jets fall apart like they usually do,
End of the season.
they don't have too many tough games this year. I know. It hurts me too.
Deshaun
It hurts me
Watson.
too.
Sean Watson is still.
I still believe in the
still
Texans.
there.
I still believe in the
I
Texans.
know. But
It's tough to believe in the
I
Texans.
like the Browns this year, man. That run game was good last year with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. It's only going to be better.
In spurts. They had games where they was good.
It wasn't complete, though. It wasn't complete. You didn't have Kareem catching the ball out of the backfield. Now you can run Nick Chubb and Kareem all in the backfield, lined up all next to each other. That's terrifying. They do have a ton of trade bait. They have a ton of trade bait. I agree.
Yeah.
If things don't go well, then they're going to bust.
Now, listen, I agree. It could be dangerous. They could be a dangerous team, right? But if you are a Cleveland Browns fan, you have to think that this team is cursed, right? Let me tell you something. The last postseason win for the Cleveland Browns was in 1994. That's 22 seasons.
I wasn't even born.
Even alive.
All right? You guys weren't even alive. I was 2. All right? So, I know there's a lot of teams out there that have suffered droughts. Listen, if you're Cleveland and you came from greatness in the 50s and 60s, they were just dominant.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
That team was insane. I think maybe they had made a deal with the devil at some point, and then they were like, listen, once 1994 comes around, you're done. And they were like, that's fine, as long as we can have this success now. Little did they know they wanted the success in today's world, because this is where the money is today.
Right.
But rolling into it, Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. That's right.
It's an interesting one, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
My fantasy football name for the longest time was Pittsburgh Feelers. Little play on words there. Loved it.
It should have been. I mean, that's nice. I can't even say nothing about that. That's nice. That's good.
But I was younger.
Good call.
That was your team name last year. What do you mean you were younger?
We get older every
Come on,
year.
bro. We're in the same fantasy league.
It wasn't last year. It was
2 years.
No, it was maybe 5.
Okay.
But so this is actually this one hits home because my stepbrother Thomas, he bleeds black and yellow. He is a diehard Steelers fan, man. He's a young dude. He grew up Big Ben, Hines Ward, dominance. It was just something to watch. The Steelers, man, they're a disappointing organization. I'm kicking off with Jerome on this one.
Where's the disappointment, Frank? Will?
I'll keep going. No, you
No, no,
start. You
no.
start. You want to hear the
No, no.
disappointment? Yeah.
I want to hear I want to hear this. Where's
Yeah,
the
I'm curious
disappointment,
too.
Frank?
All right.
One of the most successful organizations in football.
They're disappointing in current, recent times. I'll tell you why.
Okay, that's
Listen,
more fair.
yeah, I'm talking about the now, not really.
Hey,
Like
wait,
Steelers have
wait.
one of the most successful
Wait,
organizations in football of all time.
hold.
Disappointment.
Is it disappointment or
Listen,
just
listen.
certain
If
people?
if I'm a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? If I'm a fan, diehard fan, and I had Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown on the same team, I am doing everything in my power to keep those three people happy. And they couldn't do it. They could not do it. In recent times, I just heard that Mike Tomlin kind of putting bounties out there. I don't know if it's true or not,
Wow,
but if that is
wow.
true,
James, we listening to James Harrison?
That's a big
yeah,
play.
listen.
He's,
I'm listening to
that
James
is a
Harrison.
big play.
That's
That
a
is a
big
big play.
motherfucker. Yo, James Harrison is an elite linebacker. The man loves football more than himself. All right, Chris Rice.
Chris Rice.
So I will tell you right now, when
Look
he's
at him.
and there is nothing to discredit him. Okay, so to make a statement like that, you kind of gotta believe it a little bit. Sounds like there's a little truth to it.
All right, here we go. He also said that there was no bounties that Mike Tomlin placed. He also, came out with that statement. But since you're talking about Le'Veon and Antonio, what did they win with those two? Absolutely nothing.
No,
Absolutely
and I
nothing. Zero.
agree, but
Right.
listen, those
So they need to wait. They need to keep them happy. Why? Or kept them happy. Why?
I don't
The
know, man.
Steelers have always been predicated on what?
Winning.
Defense. Defense, though. Winning by defense. Score here, we'll hold them here, and we're gonna win games, and we're gonna go far. Same thing here. They need one wide receiver, two decent running backs: Willie Parker, Jerome Bettis, James Conner. Who's the other running back? Frank, help me out here. Who's
Don't they have
other
like
running
Jalen
back?
Samuels.
Jalen Samuels. Okay, sounds good to me. Sounds like decent enough. Was they healthy last year? No.
And Benny Snell, right? Benny Snell's still there.
Look, you naming stuff. You helping me
Yeah.
out. You
Listen,
helping my case.
listen. Maybe
Yeah.
when I said disappointment, like I'm just coming from a frustration point to like you had
Sounds like
like
it.
if I'm
Sounds
like
like it.
if those players were on my team and they were now off my team, I'm screaming. But listen,
But you're not.
Antonio Brown's a clown. All right, he made himself out to be a clown.
Right.
His life is in shambles now.
Don't.
Probably never play in
Right.
the league again.
Right. Don't talk about Le'Veon. We can skip it there. We can
Why?
skip it there.
Why?
I'll
What
pick
he
it back
do?
up.
Oh
I'll pick
yeah,
it back up.
yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
Relax. I'll pick it back
Yeah.
up. I'll pick it back up.
JTS.
Like I said, this team is predicated on defense. It's the steel curtain.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is what they do. You got Minka last year. You lost Shazier a few years ago, but you now have a key defensive part. Big Ben's back, riding high. I got them going 11 and 5. I'm sorry.
Wow.
11 and 5 for this team.
5.
Big
It's a
improvement.
bounce back year. I mean, Big Ben has what? 1-2 more years left. Good years.
Okay.
Defense.
If he can stay
it's all
healthy.
about the defense. They scored around 18 to 20 points a game. It's gonna be dirty. These are not clean wins. They dirty. They grit. They tough. But this is what this division is about. Always been about, and it's the steel curtain way.
Okay. Joe, you had a little reaction over there to the 11 and 5. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, 11-5 is pretty thick. The Steelers are really tough, right? Because the whole season is really going to come down, in my opinion, to how Big Ben performs.
Yes.
He's coming off of the season-ending injury.
I agree.
And if he doesn't rebound too great, I don't really like the rest of their offense. Like I'm a big Juju Smith-Schuster guy. I think he's excellent, but he's by himself, and he's proven to not look great without the help on the other side of the football field. And I don't think they have a secondary receiver who's going to be able to split it up that much. Go ahead, Frank.
I'm gonna say right now their second round pick, right, which was a wide receiver, Chase Claypool. Wow.
Chase Claypool.
Let me just tell you who Chase Claypool is. Chase Claypool is the next Calvin Johnson. This dude's combine
That's a big claim.
was
That's a big.
this
a huge claim.
This dude's combine
That's
was exactly the same as Calvin Johnson, Megatron. Chase Claypool lined up against on the opposite side of Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be dangerous. This kid is going to have incredible seasons. All right, Big Ben, as long as he can stay healthy, he's going to be able to throw that ball. I really think that the Steelers got their number 2 pick from Notre Dame because that kid, I tell you, man, he fights for the ball. He goes up, he gets it. He's aggressive, and I love him.
Let me, Bryce. Before you go, let me tackle on that. They was 8-8 last year.
Yep.
8-8 is good. I'm sorry, 8-8 without a starting quarterback is phenomenal.
Duck Hodges.
8-8 with Duck Hodges. Duck. You had a quarterback named Duck. 8-8 with Duck. That same team because they didn't
Mason
lose much.
Rudolph.
And you add in a Hall of Famer, a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You 3 more wins. Rice, where you at?
4 words. Big Ben is back.
Ooh.
That team's gonna be nuts. Absolutely crazy.
Wow.
But unfortunately, the Ravens are still in the division. And they're gonna take 2 key losses against the Ravens to keep them in second place in that division. But they're still making the playoffs, wild card. That team is nuts. They signed Eric Ebron, who people forget is still a stud tight end. One of my favorites.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He is.
Touchdown machine, Eric Ebron.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge. Remember Heath Miller?
I do.
Big Ben loves his tight ends.
Definitely, yeah.
Watch the Steelers come back strong. Come back real strong this year.
I wish I could say the same, fellas. I really do. I love this team. You know, pound for pound.
Where do you have them?
Me, I got them not improving. I got them 7-9.
Wow.
7-9.
7-9. 7-9. Listen, it all comes down to coaching right now. I don't know if this whole Mike Tomlin thing is true. Going through the schedule, like, are they gonna need a new head coach? I love their defense. I think they have a great defense. Is it strong enough to get them 7 wins? Yeah. The whole season relies on Big Ben's health. I don't think their running game is going to be nearly as good as it once was. James Conner, like I said, I was always high on James Conner, hometown kid. You know, had great flashes, but obviously when Le'Veon Bell wasn't there, you know, I just feel like he didn't have that extra motivation to want to be the starter. The kid still has moves. The kid is still, you know, fire in the backfield, but, you know, that O-line, man, I mean, if they're going to give up some sacks and they're going to, you know, not, you know, allow for the run game to, you know, succeed, then I think they're going to have big issues. I mean,
can I retort? You talk about their defense. You said their defense will be great, and then you also start off the episode saying that
the organization.
What quarterback would you choose? Ben Roethlisberger has always been a clutch quarterback. Healthy, 100%. Even not healthy, he has been amazing. You know what I mean? He's been banged up for the past, let's say, 10 years, because he has been, honestly.
Right.
Do they have something special? I don't know. But Ben Roethlisberger, tight games, give him the ball. Let him take you home.
Yes. I mean, listen, if he can last, I can agree with what you're saying. I think
Big Ben is back.
Can they get 11 wins? Sure. They could get 11 wins, but I just can't see it. I got them 7-9.
Joey don't think so. I see 7-9 is so disrespectful. That's where you got the Browns.
Yeah,
I got them going 10-6, but still,
they was better than the Browns last year without a starting quarterback.
Listen,
the Browns had Baker the whole way through.
I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Look at their schedule.
I'm staring at it right here.
They play the Titans. Okay, loss. They play the Jaguars, of course.
I'll give it to you right now.
They play the Broncos.
You want all their losses?
The Redskins. They play the Bills. They play the Bengals. They play the Colts. It's all W's. Where's your losses?
They ain't beating the Bills, no way.
They're not beating the Bills. Come on, man. You want
shut them down.
You want the losses? I'll read you the losses.
I want the losses.
I'll read you the losses right now. They're losing to the Texans.
Got that same.
They're losing to the Eagles.
No, they're not. Stop it.
Yeah, they are.
Stop it. stop it.
Sorry, and they're losing
Yeah.
to the Texans, losing to the Titans, losing to the Eagles, right? They could beat the Browns, okay. Then they go to Baltimore, they're cooked. They have a bye week. They're going to Dallas, they're cooked. They're done there. They beat the Bengals, beat the Jaguars, lose to the Ravens.
Bro, it's division. You split those. You just stop it. You stop it. Now you know.
I'm not splitting those. The Ravens are dominant.
Okay, the Ravens are dominant, but you're just going all the way.
I'm going all the way with it.
A sweep of Pittsburgh and Baltimore, one of the best rivalries in the NFL. We just going all the way.
Going all the way. Best rivalries. I mean, it's up there. It's not like.
You know what? We'll put some money on it. I don't want to see a conviction. How strong it is. Sure.
Towards the end, yeah, sure. Off air. Right? I actually have Washington winning that game. They lose. I do have them losing to the Bills here. Yeah.
What is this disrespect?
Yeah.
8-8 last year. 8-8 with Duck.
Oh no, they lose
Duck
to the Bills to me.
Hodges.
No, yeah, they lose to the Bills.
You said they. Oh, this disrespect.
And then I got them Colts and Cleveland. I split with Cleveland because that's a fair split.
Split with Cleveland?
It's not disrespect, man. It's you got to look at where the team is going mentally. You know, like, listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? And what you're talking about and what we grew up with, right, was that organization was perfectly ran. People wanted to replicate what the Steel Curtain was. Now,
dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Now
dogs.
they it's like the Giants a little bit. You know, the Giants used to be a classy organization. Now they just, you know, it's these. When you go away from those values, you just.
When did they go away? Big Ben got hurt last year. That's the only thing that they went away from.
I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the organization. I'm talking about the upstairs. I'm talking about management.
Are you on this bounty thing? Are you on that? You know what?
I'm pretty upset.
I want a coach that's gonna say, knock that motherfucker out. I want that. That's what I want.
Do you want that coach to be handing him $5,000 on the sideline and be like, "Go kill him"?
If he gonna knock that motherfucker out, yeah.
All right, so you want people to get hurt? That's nice.
I want that. I want that. You know what that means? They want the smoke. They want the smoke.
These players out here trying to make a living, and you are literally just saying, "Go kill him." Okay. No.
Come on. What are we about? What is the league predicated on? Wins and losses. Knock that motherfucker out so we can win. You want to win?
To win, knock him out so he can't extend his career in the NFL. That's crazy. The whole league is.
You know why I love
This isn't the 90s.
He said he would die on the field. He said he would die.
That's you're not. Oh my God.
That's what you want. I want somebody that's gonna say they want to die, take a life.
That's fine.
Bring that lion
Nobody should be handing you extra money. Oh my goodness.
It's a bonus. Job well done. Job well done.
Wow. All right. So Jerome is the guy that hands out bounties.
Job well done.
You're the bounty guy.
Jerome is the guy that's with the shit. I'm with the shit.
I got it. You want people to get hurt.
You're not with the shit.
Oh.
Speaking of Jamal Adams, though.
Fuck that. It's you versus me. What side are you on, Frank? Are you with the winners? You with the losers? We taking motherfuckers out.
I'm sorry, you're a Jets fan, so who are you with?
I'm with Jamal Adams. He said he would die on the field.
Oh, on what field? Because it's not happening in MetLife. I'll tell you that right now, because he's gonna get fucking traded.
See me 2020.
Oh my God, he's getting traded, Jerome. Jamal Adams is getting traded. First or third round pick. First and third round pick.
I didn't think I would have to do this mid-show, but I'm gonna do it. Whatever.
Throw your flag.
Whatever. Flags. No flags.
We're all curious what you're doing now.
I can't wait for this.
I'm waiting.
Don't wait. I'm gonna wait too long. I'm here. I'm back.
Oh my!
Like nicest weather of the year. He's thrown on a snow cap.
Because I'm willing to die in the heat with the hat on to show you.
All right, listen. I've taken in all the facts, right? I've heard Frank's case. I've heard Jerome's case. I haven't given a record yet. I've been thinking about it quite a bit. I'm going to part closer towards Frankie, actually. Only in that I am just not sold on the return of Big Ben. I'm not sold on the offense being nearly as explosive as it was in previous years as we've grown up. I see the Pittsburgh Steelers going exactly the same as last year at 8-8.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. Yeah, I could see that too, but I went with the 7-9, went with the under. Listen,
That's
I have
500.
I have nothing against the Steelers organization, and Jerome is sitting here making it like I hate the Steelers. I don't hate the Steelers. I love the Steelers.
You saying the organization is ran poorly? That's what you said.
Over the last 3 years, Jerome? Yeah. Yes.
Playoffs. Ben, what? I don't understand.
Listen, if you're willing, listen, and Mike Tomlin isn't taking his own money out of his pocket and being like, "Here, go kill that person." Like
Stop
other
listening
people
to
have to know
people.
about it.
That's not what that
Listen,
is.
I hope it's
just
not
an
true. I
incentive
hope
to
it's
go
not
get
true.
it.
I hope
That's
it's
all it
not
is.
true.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
I hope it's not.
Why do you need that? Like you said, he's willing to die.
The
He's
Steelers
willing
just
to die
can't seem to
money,
keep
and he's
themselves out
willing
of
to
the
die.
news. Did you see the Big Ben thing getting a haircut? I don't know why that was even
That's what I'm
newsworthy.
saying. Big Ben is
Motivation.
back.
First of all, everything
That's his
is
hype
news.
video.
It's quarantine. Everything is news. If Big Ben ties shoes or Tom tied James Conner shoes is news.
They
What do
find
you
that
mean?
barber. Can you believe that?
It's news. It's news.
Listen,
Every world
I
is
need one.
news.
I think you're getting too
They-
hyped over a
I
pre-scan
think I'm
of the
getting
season.
ready. I think I'm getting ready. You know why? Because it's those days of grit, grind football. That's what I
Wow.
call real football. Minka Fitzpatrick is football. He embodies football. You know what I mean?
One of the best in the league.
TJ Watt too.
Troy.
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt as
TJ
well.
Watt's the man.
They're not
They
Troy
signed his
and
brother
James
too,
Harrison,
fullback.
but they're a lesser version. You know what I mean? That's a lesser version of Troy Polamalu and James Harrison right there. You got somebody rushing, you got somebody playing the backfield. Let's go. Where you at? It's time to hit some motherfuckers. Let's go. It's football, baby.
I like Jerome better when he was a Dolphins fan, but this is okay.
Go. Go.
That's crazy. I love the passion, I really do. But no one should have to accept extra money to go out there and play the game of football the way they.
I'm pretty sure that will come out when it comes out, but as of right now, let it go.
I mean, you got to think
Okay.
about it from that standpoint too, Jerome. If these
Why?
guys love football so much,
You still talk
Listen,
about Bounty Gate?
I'm
no,
just saying.
No, you don't. No, you don't. They actually got sentences and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember.
Coaches missed the whole year. We're not even talking about it.
Well, listen,
it's not even a story.
that would That's why I said, who knows if Mike Tomlin could actually be the coach? But
New Orleans never had a defense for real. They was taking people out. They actually had to take people out. Pittsburgh has a defense. Relax yourself. Thank you. Let's moving on. We're moving on.
All right, so mark Jerome down for a
Moving on.
Steelers jersey and a Dolphins jersey.
If you're buying it, fine. Whatever. I'll take it.
one too.
You should just
honestly.
burn that Jets
Tua?
hat.
Tua, thank you.
Didn't Minka come from the Dolphins?
Yes.
He did.
Insane,
He
right?
There you
did.
go.
Totally
But
insane.
Minka also came from Alabama, where we roll tide, and that's where I'm at with that. So
Okay.
Jerome's ready
Okay.
to open up the whole city. He's like, Alabama, let's go. That is a great football town. All right. So, great rivalry. Not in my top 5. Ravens. Let's kick it off, Rice. Go ahead.
This Ravens team is going to be 100% dependent on if Lamar Jackson can repeat his performance from last year. I think he can, and I think they're going to take the division with ease. 13-3.
Same.
And honestly, giving them 3 losses was a little tough for me because they're just so good. And seeing him play is electric. So,
He's very exciting.
again, Lamar Jackson, he is the be-all, end-all of that team. Without him, I don't see them doing anything. So let's keep him healthy.
I'm going to disagree with you, but I'm going to come back to that point later because I really need to hear Jerome because he had the Steelers going 11-5, and I need to know where the Ravens stand in his book.
These are probably one of the best 2 teams in the AFC, I think, in my opinion. They repeat. They either go 14-2 or 15-1. They didn't lose much, and honestly, they would have probably been in the AFC Championship versus the Chiefs if they didn't mismanage their team. They added J.K. Dobbins, which I think they're gonna stick to what got them to the dance. Run game. You don't need Lamar to throw for whatever, 300, 400, 4 touchdowns. You don't need that. It's all about the run game and defense. You add Calais Campbell, you get a pass rush. You re-sign Judon. I believe I'm saying his
Mhm.
name right.
John Smith.
And it's the same thing with that division. The AFC North is predicated on run and defense. That's all it is. That's all you need. That's what football is. Run, stop the run. That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need. Or
That's
15-1.
that's
That's where
It's
I'm
hard
at
to
with it.
lose when you have
I'm
a
sorry.
successful
I
run
can't
game.
yeah. I
can't
mean,
shake from that. That's what it is. It's smash mouth, dirty football. If you want to call it paying whoever extra, I don't give a fuck. It works. It works.
it works.
Mark Ingram was good last
That's
year
all
too
it's
for
about.
them.
It works.
Mark Ingram looked great last year.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
I
looked
know.
like Mark Ingram.
I know Joey's gonna touch upon the defense right now because I'm gonna do it too. But go ahead. I'm touching upon the draft too with this team because this
Yeah.
team is really exciting to
Right.
watch. Go ahead, Joe.
They made improvements.
Let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens, right? Baltimore Ravens last year looked absolutely incredible. They looked like they were the most dominant team in football. No one saw them losing from the middle of the season on. No one expected them to lose to the Titans in the playoffs. Titans had a great game plan, came in, did their job. It was a very impressive performance by them. But an argument I'm tired of hearing by sports analysts on ESPN is that Lamar Jackson is still one-dimensional and only has a run game. Lamar Jackson proved last year that not only can he run the ball and make people miss him from all over the field, but he's got a hose, man. He's
He
got a
can
good
throw.
arm,
Kid's got
and
an arm.
he could find guys like Hollywood Brown. He could find guys like his tight end who he loves, Mark Andrews. Like he's been able to make these guys look amazing in some of the biggest situations in football games. I love that Ravens offense with Mark Ingram running the ball, Lamar Jackson running and passing, decent receivers, decent tight ends. And like Frankie just mentioned, the defense is awesome. I know Jerome had mentioned that they added Calais Campbell. That's a massive asset to that pass rushing game. He's going to do a lot of damage in the
Huge.
backfield of opposing teams. I love him back there. Who else they got? They got Marcus Peters in the middle of last season. Marcus Peters is a stud, locking down everybody. You know, I love this Ravens team. I also have them going 13-3, having another successful season, winning the AFC North, no problem.
Easy for sure, man. I got them going 13-3 too. Listen, I said in the beginning of the episode, 2 minutes left in the game. I trust Lamar Jackson. He's so exciting to watch. He actually had called Hollywood Brown when Hollywood Brown was drafted last year, and he said, "Yo, we're coming to get you," because they had told Lamar Jackson, "Who do you want?" And he said, "I want Hollywood Brown," because they were going to let him wait until this draft to get another wide receiver because they knew that this wide receiver class was stacked. But he said, "I want Hollywood Brown," and you know what? Hollywood it is, baby. With a quarterback like that, he's going to take you right to the top. Hollywood Brown's going to get paid in the next 5 years, all right? He's going to get paid a big contract. It's going to be thanks to his best friend, Lamar Jackson. They're close. You talk about that backfield race. Mark Ingram, super explosive last year. Big trust in Lamar Jackson. Like, it was
Big
unreal.
trust.
And I'll tell you right now, their backfield's only getting better. In the second round, they drafted
Mhm.
J.K. Dobbins, all right, out of Ohio State. The kid is nice. The kid is good, right? Mark Ingram goes down. Maybe he needs a rest or something. This guy comes in, rookie, young, hungry for the field. He's going to go out there. He's going to pound. Great ground and pound game, elusive. He's a stud. Going into their defense, their first round pick this year was Patrick Queen out of LSU. Stud linebacker. Middle linebacker. Middle linebackers run defenses, and Patrick Queen did that in LSU, and he's going to do it in Baltimore. He's going to bring back that fire at the linebacker position for that team. You know, I know they had C.J. Mosley a couple years ago, went to the Jets. You know, listen, I mean, the Ravens, they buffed the D, man. I mean, what else are you going to say? Marcus Peters last year, Calais Campbell again. Like, they are making a push to be good for the next 3 to 5 years. You know,
Let me throw this out there.
Go
Let me
ahead.
throw this out there. I'm sorry. You still got Earl Thomas.
Yeah, they do.
They still got Earl
Off the
Thomas.
field, 100%. On the field,
Stud.
it's Earl Thomas.
Yeah,
Stud.
Earl Thomas.
throw his
That's a
brother
crazy
in there for
secondary.
some double
Last
action.
year.
You know,
Their
double
secondary
you
is
know?
insane.
You got something to prove. It's going down. Big trust.
Yeah, I believe.
I do pray that Lamar Jackson has a healthy career, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
worrisome watching him play, man. Sometimes he's running, and I'm like, he's about to get buried, and then he does some shit that I've never seen before, and he's like doing some jukes, and I'm like, this dude's next level. But he could get hit, man. He could get hit. Yeah, he's smart.
Everybody else.
That's
I
what I'm
agree.
saying. It's all on him. His backup right now is RG3.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
same feel, but
Same style,
much better.
quarter of the talent.
Listen, when you watch him play, it's so exciting. You want to see him keep doing what he's doing. He might have to adjust his game a little bit so he takes a little less hits. I mean, it's very hard to touch the kid in the first place. But
Yeah.
I Carson Wentz used to love to go out of the pocket. Rice, you know this. Andrew Luck used to go out of the pocket a lot. Like these guys, if they go out of the pocket and they get that one hit on them, because Jerome's paying them $5,000 to love the game of football and kill them, then what do you want me to tell you? Like it could be over. It could be devastating to the entire team.
I don't think those quarterbacks you just mentioned though were nearly as light on their feet as Lamar Jackson. Lamar's making.
So.
He looks like modern day Mike Vick.
He's a different animal.
He's unbelievable. He's different.
I don't know how he does that.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I don't know if you know the name. Crisco. It's oil. It's Crisco. He's like Crisco.
He's like Crisco.
Can't touch that. Can't touch that.
Go.
Can't touch that.
The fact that he can just stop and manipulate his body to just be like, ooh, push, and like have a video game. Oh my goodness, it's like playing Madden.
The run versus the Bengals, one of the best runs
ever. Made two players miss on just the spin alone. Got past the entire made the entire team look foolish, which is why the Bengals are going to go 2-14 again.
He walked into the end zone. Walked. Just it's a rematch I'm looking for, by the way.
So as a whole, I think there's something that we could all agree on. I know a lot of you don't feel the same way about the Bengals, but I would say the AFC North is no joke, man. There's some real talent in this division.
No
very, very strong division. Potentially one of the strongest, if not the strongest in football right now. They look great. Strong division. And all of them have a ton of potential to grow. Like, they're not just – they're all good, and they can all get even better. Like, imagine adding, like, Lamar Jackson, like a crazy offensive receiver. What would happen there if you gave him like someone as explosive as like OBJ or something like that who's going to get open in the middle of the field? Oh my God!
Yeah, Jarvis. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's so much potential for this entire division. If you're a Bengals fan, give it a couple of years. If you're a Browns fan, everything is there. It just relies on how you plug it in the players and everyone doing their job properly. Steelers.
There needs to be chemistry.
Steelers. They have it all there. They're missing. They need to tweak up on a few things, but I think once practices come into play, and these teams start figuring themselves out, they're gonna work better as a unit. Steelers for me, it's like all offensive line related. Like they gotta protect Big Ben at his age. They gotta protect the run game. Ravens, we just talked about it. They're probably if not the most explosive team in the NFL. Like them and the Chiefs are gonna be going at it for a while.
AFC Championship.
Yeah, for sure. 100% has to be. I mean, I don't even think I can put the Patriots in the conversation anymore. The Jets over here. You're obsessed.
Or the Jets.
Would you put a Broncos hat on?
Relax yourself. Pay respect.
LFGM.
All right, guys. So as you guys know, there's a lot of exciting things going on for us. We're on YouTube. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media.
Frankie, what's on your chest?
Oh, this guy right here? Yeah, this is a Big Plays Podcast shirt that I
developed. Look nice.
We got a nice saying on the back. We got a nice little – can you see that?
Oh, I love football.
Is that a Chris Rice quote?
That's a Chris Rice quote right there. BigPlaysPodcast.com. Go check it out. There is no merch yet, guys. There's no merch. We're not selling anything quite yet. It's all gonna be coming soon, but I'm just testing out a few ideas. We're having fun with this, guys. During these times, the whole country, we're all suffering and we're all dealing with things in our own certain ways. Our podcast is just a way to express ourselves about the sports industry and how we love it, and we hope that you guys enjoy listening to us. Big plays, baby. Big plays.
Big plays.
Follow us on social, guys. Listen, if you guys like and subscribe on the videos, that's great. We appreciate it. If not, and you're just here to listen, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything you do. And that's it.